Dog, there's the StreamYard link in case the one that I sent to Instagram doesn't work. Hello and welcome to Hump Day. Yes, it is Hump Day, and it'd be hot. So come in, cool off, and relax. We'll all get there together, right? Okay, 1 minute late. At least I didn't get, is it a full minute? If it says 4:01 and it's still ticking off the clock. Few seconds, and that's sending out links and whatever. I've been out in the heat, just got done with the shower. That's why I'm running a little, just a nibbit behind, 72 degrees upstairs. Don't know what it is. It's cooler down here. Wearing my new VDCI shirt. Yeah, my new VD shirt. We get jokes about that, but anyway, I'm trying to do the alfalfa today out of the shower. But now it is a long sleeve shirt. They kind of came out with these. I don't know if it's nylon or they say it's cool, but is it cool if you're not wearing shades? Hey, Shadow.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I've got my brand new VDCI. Can't say that quickly, at least right now. Shirt on. They say I guess I'll give it a try run. I got a couple of them. They gave me 2, which is good because I didn't get one last year.
That's nice.
I don't know if I just refused to. I said I might have passed on it or what, but they looked hot to me. There were some people in Atlanta that was wearing them, and they said they're surprisingly cool. So I'll try them, even though they're long sleeve shirts.
That's what I was just gonna say. It's kind of surprising they're long sleeve, but I mean, depends what they're made out of.
Yeah, I got 2 of them. I didn't check. I just thought, I'm going to wear that today and show it off. It's gray. It's got this on it, and that's about it. So, but that's the lightest. I don't know if there's anything on the back. I really haven't looked. I don't
know if you've ever heard this before, Rex, but I learned this from my ex-mother-in-law way back in the day. In the summertime, like if you wash your work clothes and stuff, don't use fabric softener on them because
really?
even if you have nice light cotton stuff, that fabric softener clogs up the pores on them and they don't breathe as good.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Okay, I rarely use fabric softener. Now I'll take some of that Gain or something like that smells good to put in with it. Just sort of deodorize. I went out and got up and let Abby out and started watering the flowers, which are coming up, and I'll show some pictures of those tomorrow. Hopefully, awesome. I mean in the
hail gable in the house
that's been getting water every day and whatnot. They're about this tall, so pretty good crop. Maybe some small little flowers, maybe the marigold stuff starting come out, maybe, but not hasn't flowered up yet. But do hope that it will repel the ticks, fleas, and mosquitoes, at least in the general vicinity.
Yeah, I think Mama Hawk and I've got like one more run to make to the garden store. She wants a few more like potted flowers and stuff for the yard. So we're gonna do that this weekend, I think.
Over there where my headquarters is, maybe later this summer, we'll see what they've got. I haven't been in there since I was a young kid. And I really want to stop off in there and just see what they've got, seeds and other stuff. Of course, by the time I do it, it'll be, this next check is spoken for, because I'm thinking of, backing the Peter Samedi print thing, at least for, at least for a few issues of that will be sold of Devil Flyer at the local comic book shop or things like that. Because you got to get that price point down. There's, unless people are used to crowdfunders, they look at $25 for a book and they go, it better be a freaking big art book for that,
Right.
Even though some of those art books can cost you 50, 75, 100,
oh yeah,
125 bucks, depending on what it is. Yeah. Peter in the house, aka Pad. How's it going, Peter?
Hey, Peter.
Come in, chill off, Also made a few other rounds. I went and took some towels. I've got to call the appliance guy. My dryer's been out for months now, and I'm not done anything about it. But it has been unseasonably rainy here in this area, and just now the mosquitoes are starting to come out. I mean, into the city. I think it takes them a little while. Ones that I've seen, I killed about 6 the other night sitting there after work in the recliner, chilling out, and watching Gunsmoke. I killed about 6 of them, and they were all small, and irritating, of course. That's the irony of my job. I go out and kill them by the billions, come home, and they get sucked into my doorway, and then I have to deal with them after I get home and try to sleep. They want to eat my face off while I'm sleeping,
Yeah, rotten little fuckers.
Yeah, I don't like them.
No, I don't care for them.
They actually have a nickname for me, Mr. Armageddon, because I've killed so many of them. If I had a Tommy gun, I'd take one to it. Went to Aldi. Went to Walmart.
So the mosquito.
Went to the medicine shop, and they've got a big baseball collection there. I was tempted. There was because I went to the bank expecting about $7, something like that, $8 in the account. I always leave $1 in there. My last paycheck, the majority of it went to John Dillard for the 2-page spread that hopefully we'll see here pretty soon. He does need reference for Silver Boa, and so does Eric M. Boyd. He wanted, and maybe I'll get that after the show to them. Because I don't have to clock in till 8. So that tells me I'm probably going to stick around here somewhere local. Last night I went to Wynn and did West Side.
Okay.
I actually overshot it by 15 minutes. I misread my paper thinking it was 12:30, and it was and I went to 12:30. It was 12:15.
Okay.
Was and they still can't get my tablet to do anything.
Really?
They don't have my truck number. They don't have my truck number entered in, or what they're wanting to pair it with. So how's it going to work? Not going to work if you don't have the truck number in there.
Right.
It's got to pair up with the truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't pair up with Joe Blow's truck that goes to Bono or somewhere.
Right.
That won't work.
He's sending you all the wrong information. Like, turn where? That street doesn't even exist.
If you thought Bono was a funny name, Goobertown is right next to it.
Goobertown?
I'm not
that real
kidding.
name?
It's a real name. Yeah. There's a Goobertown like Baptist church or something there. That's about it.
God, man, think about having to grow up in that fucking place. Gee, where are you from?
Goobertown or Possum Grape or Romance, Arkansas, or Valentine. There's some, I've done prison ministry with people that were from Romance and Valentine, Arkansas. That's more toward Little Rock, North Little Rock. Um, so I went to see mom. I went to brave the heat and went to Aldi. That was my last stop, and got some provisions, and uh, went to the medicine shop and got my medicine, and also checked at the printers, which is next door. Um, they gave me 30 days worth of cholesterol pill, which she upped it to like 40 milligram. I've still got some 5s and 10s. And if I took them on a regular basis, maybe she wouldn't give me 40, but that's okay. I don't always take it. I've been trying to do better with that. And I have a blood pressure pill. But they only gave me, when I got home, they only gave me 30 days instead of 90 days. So I went and got the other 60. But there was a large baseball collection. They've got it really nice there. One of the persons that worked there has like unopened boxes, autographed cards, and he's got them displayed very nicely in there. And they had like a mystery bag with like $25 or 25 autographs for like $20. That was the one I was kind of, but that's probably mixed. And I'm if it was all baseball, I'd probably be good at that. But he's got basketball, football, all kinds of stuff. So big card.
Hey, Mike Walters. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, Mikey in the house. I got some more Orange Blast drink mix while I was there. I like this. This is a second box for me, so I'll put this in my secondary. It does have 10 packets, where most of them only have 6. So, and I also got a new box for my collection, even though it's not in the best of shape. It's not bad. Strawberry watermelon.
Ooh, so that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. They had others.
Those at Dollar Tree, or?
I got these at Walmart. That's the Greater Value.
Walmart? Oh, okay.
Brand. Yeah.
Got it.
I did go to Dollar Tree and pick up a pair the other day of. I'm not a big Deadpool fan, but I thought I might try and sell these on eBay when I do put up my socks.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Yeah, we got Rob Liefeld's Deadpool there. And I picked up another one of these blue Pez, but now instead of having like the little drop, see, this is perforated. You can take this off. This $1.25 hanging shad there. You can take that off. But now I think this is the first one where they've actually printed the $1.25 on there. So that's kind of a variant that I'm going to keep with another one that has the hanging shad, for my collection. And then the rest of them I'll sell. Hanging shad. Well, I mean, what would you call that? It hangs down and it's perforated. It's just a bit of paper there. So I don't know what you call it, but it's a whatchamacallit. No, actually, that's got chocolate and peanuts with it, or pretzels, something like that.
No, it's got something else inside of it. It's
got caramel and pretzels. And
is it pretzels in there?
Maybe it's pretzels. Yeah, I know it's got pretzels.
Yeah, I know whatever it is inside of it is dry, but it doesn't. I don't think it's pretzels, dude. It's like some kind of like cereal or something. I'm not sure. It's not like nougat, like they have like in a Milky Way or a Three Musketeers or whatever, because it's like it's harder than that. I don't know.
Or a Mars bar with that white chocolate. I hadn't seen one of those.
Oh, Mars bars are good, dude. Or the Zero bar. You ever had that one? The white chocolate with the chocolate candy underneath.
I've tried them all at one point. Yeah, I've had them. I didn't much when it comes to the white chocolate ones. I just I don't. White chocolate is my least favorite chocolate.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it's not even real chocolate. It's actually the fat from the chocolate,
and it's half paraffin, right? Because they actually put wax in that chocolate, do they not, to keep it from melting as much?
I believe in some kinds of it. Yeah, some kinds they do.
You're eating wax. That's like taking your earwax and doing this. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm just. I mean,
that was a lovely thought. Thank you, my friend.
Well, sure. I'm full of those. Squeeze me and see what comes out. Blah.
Just what I needed. Yeah, oh, man, my hunger for dinner is just grown by 10 times.
Yeah, what'd you have last night? I didn't get to ask you what you were gonna make last night. Do
You
you
know
remember that
what do
far
we have
back?
last night for dinner, baby? Forgot what you made. We were talking about doing Cajun catfish and stuff. Oh, we did. Yeah, we did. I had a stuffed tomato last night. That's what I had.
Okay, with tuna fish.
Mm-hmm. Tuna
Mhm.
fish, some chopped up lettuce, and a
Do
little
you
bit
put
of sour
paprika on
pepper.
top of it? A little bit of, I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
do
love
you?
paprika.
Yeah.
Hmm. I got that
Yeah, I
from
don't
my
like any of
grandmother.
that, but it sounds good for you, you know. Uh,
You don't like it?
I don't like any of that. I wouldn't eat it. No. Um, I'd take the tuna fish and I'd fry it up into a patty, very dry, and I love those with
Oh yeah, I make tuna
little
burgers too. Yeah.
cornmeal and egg, to bind it
Salmon
together.
patties. I call them tuna burgers. The girls love them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
make
they're
them about the
great, man.
size of a little
I could
hamburger.
eat a whole bag just by itself without any bread or
Mhm.
anything.
Oh,
I
dude, when
love
I was single, I
no
would make
mayonnaise.
I'd make like four of them. You know, have one for dinner, and then I'd take one for
Mhm.
lunch the next day. Have one for dinner
They
again,
would
and then one.
not last me that long, friend. Now,
No, yeah.
we only make them about that big. Do you make them larger?
About the size of a regular hamburger. I don't make them too big. You know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
wanna get them too big. I guess you could,
I mean, yeah, I guess you could make them as big as you want to if you want to have like a massive, tuna
mass
burger or salmon
yeah.
patty.
Yeah, I done
The
been married
mega tuna.
I've been married to a couple of those in the past, yeah. Hey, Carrie, what's going on?
Carrie,
Uh,
always have a little
saying an
idea. Good to
off-color
see
joke, and
you.
she comes
Thank
or
God
at
you just
least she
got here. You missed the
yeah,
earwax segment.
yeah, the earwax. Well, I mean, it is wax, right? It's different kind of wax, I guess.
Um,
Or is it
I,
actually wax? I mean,
I
doctors just tell us it's earwax.
I don't
Uh,
think it's technically the same
do
thing
you
as wax.
produce wax? I mean,
I mean, I never tried to make a candle out of it, so I couldn't tell you. I guess I could.
right. Yeah, I don't
Guess
know
I.
if it would burn or not, survival technique,
I mean, it might.
maybe might be
That's a good
flammable,
question.
I
Yeah.
guess if you douse yourself enough in gasoline or some flammable, which I don't
Well, I mean,
recommend, and
all
set
the
yourself
chemicals and shit I
afire,
work
I guess
with.
it would all burn.
Yeah. Well, but all the chemicals and stuff I work with, I guess it might actually be flammable. I'm not sure.
Carrie says, "Ew, I missed the chat on let not relive it. Let's not relive
Yeah.
that
Okay.
earwax comment." Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. We can move along.
moving along, right? Yeah. Um, yeah, it'd
Moving
be
on.
hot out there, but I tell you, a little bit of shade goes a long way. Um, and that will be a title coming up here. I'm trying to think up cool thoughts. Um, and this one's called Chill Downstream. Who's your daddy? Um, which leads me to the next topic. Trump was asked, I don't know if you heard, but was asked about NATO paying their fair share or whatever, and he's like, "Who's your daddy?" Or they were like, "Are you treating NATO like your little children or something like that?" And he's like, "Yeah, who's your daddy?"
Yeah. Well, dude, did you hear the actual secretary, the leader of NATO, just came out today, dude, and was praising Trump up and down about everything he's done with Ukraine and what he just did
Yeah.
in Iran, and actually said that not only have they pledged to get up to the 2% that they're supposed to be providing every year to be part of NATO, even though he says our country has struggled, but I'm going to get us there. And within 10 years, we're going to be paying 5%.
Meanwhile, well, I mean, say that again now. That I don't want. That sounded
But
important, and I just kind of
it
glossed
is
over that.
important. The
Okay,
NATO
say
guys,
that again. Okay.
because most of these countries haven't even been reaching the 2% that they're
Oh yeah.
supposed to kick in
Hmm.
for years. And
Hmm.
this guy in particular, his country hasn't done it. He even said himself today, for the last 20 years, we've been trying to get to that point to reach 2%. But now,
Hmm.
thanks to President Trump's actions and the amount of peace that we have that we can be confident in, he said, we're not only going to get our 2% goal met for the next 5 years, but in 5 to 10 years, we'll raise it to 5% that we're going to contribute.
Oh,
So
cool.
that's
Yeah.
pretty
Well, I mean,
impressive.
we'll see if they do it. Now, Spain has
I
totally
mean, yeah,
opted.
you can say whatever,
Yeah, Spain has totally opted out, and nations should uh pay for their own security. At least 5%. That's not asking too much. Now that
Well,
can run
hell, Spain
into.
used to have one of the most powerful navies in the fucking world, man. If they didn't keep up with their military shit, I don't, that's on them, not us.
Right. Well, I mean, if they're invaded or something by, which I don't see that happening, but I mean, if, you
Well,
know, that's
I
fine.
mean,
If
dude,
they want to thumb their nose at the rest of NATO and the President Trump, then go ahead.
well,
I'm sure
right,
Trump
with
will
what's
come up with a plan for Spain and their imports and other things to hit them
Spain
hard.
is right next door to France, Rex, and France right
Mhm.
now is in deep shit. I mean, they could end up becoming a Muslim country in the next 10 years, the way things are
Well,
going over
hopefully
there.
they're starting to curtail that. But yeah, I mean, I've said this before. Great Britain, France, and Germany. And I know
Yeah,
Germany started to curtail it. I think Great Britain has. I don't
Germany
know about
finally got
Great
their
Britain.
head out of their ass, and Great Britain, though, man, they're doubling down on this
We
shit.
wouldn't be a country without France and their navy.
No, hmm
We wouldn't be. But now we later went to war with them after we got done with Great Britain, because at the time
right,
Great Britain was fighting France,
right.
and
But I think
here's
basically what caused
here's
the war with us and France was the
it was a drainage. He was fighting two
well,
wars at one
they had
time.
all their fur trappers coming over here and shit and everything else, and they were like,
Well,
"Well,
not just
you owe us because we helped you." And then at a certain point, it's like, "Okay, we paid you back now. You guys can't just be here pillaging our fucking country
hmm
so that you
yeah.
can supply your fur trade back in France." That's I think that was like a big part of it.
hmm Yeah, I mean, basically with the fur trade and everything, beaver, buffalo. I mean, all the,
Hmm
we were
Lynx and
kind of
fucking
living off the
fox.
land as we expanded.
Hmm
You know, definitely about wiped
They
out the
were a big.
buffalo.
I was gonna say they were a big part of wiping out the buffalo too.
But that was a big. I mean, look, I mean, that really impacted the Native American Indians, right? I mean,
Oh
if
yeah,
I
it
can
did.
call them
Fucking did.
Indians nowadays.
Impacted them badly.
Yeah, exactly. And I would want to
You
go to
wonder
war
why
too.
they
You're
were
wanting
pissed
to
off.
take away our food source. You're killing all these buffalo for just the hides and letting the meat rot,
Yeah,
you know,
and they used every
and
bit of it.
everything.
They used
Now,
the bones, they used the hide, they used every bit of it. They used fur.
Scarlet Fever in the house in Apex Comics, by the way, in the house.
Hail, Scarlet, hail, Apex.
Apex says, "Who's your daddy and what does he do?" um,
Dun, dun, dun,
now I
dun,
watched an
dun.
episode just
What you
last night
know?
on
Who's your daddy?
a bone collector, Shadowhawk. I don't have his 100% attention.
No, you don't. What was that again?
Okay. I saw maybe you can explain this to me.
Uh,
In the Gunsmoke episode, this guy was collecting bones, buffalo bones,
uh,
off the prairie and bringing them into town to sell. What's
okay.
that all about? Were they making glue out of bones back then, or what would you do with those bones? Why
That's a
would
good
there be
question.
bone collectors?
I mean, you can. I mean, I know like other animal bones and stuff. You can make knife handles and
Okay,
things like
maybe that's
that.
it. And the
Decorative items.
horns,
Right, the
maybe.
horn.
Cool. Yeah.
But that's a good question too, because I mean that's. I don't think glue really comes from the bones so much. It comes from the hooves of like cows and horses and stuff. It's not really the whole bones. They just
Well,
use
when
like
I
part of
was young, they no longer do it here. I don't know if legislation or what, I don't know. But when we would have a cow die, right, we would have them come collect it and make it into glue, what they could use.
Right,
Uh,
the knacker.
I, I think that got rid of the carcass for us, and I don't really think Dad received any payment for that. But
No,
um,
I think the knackers were that was kind of a it was a fair trade because you had to get rid of the body. They had a way to do it, and then they got something to use up. But they don't use the whole body. That's what I mean. They'd come pick up the whole thing, and they would take what they wanted to use
Right.
for their purposes, and
Yeah.
then dispose of the rest.
Just probably incinerate the rest. Yeah. There was a dead carcass of one, and the rib cage, comes around like this, right?
Mhm.
Well, it was from coyotes, probably eaten out, where it was just hollow, the stomach and everything. It was just hollow with the, it's laying on its side, and this is just hollow with the rib cage and the skin over it,
Right.
But they went in there and just ate all the soft parts,
Yeah. Oh yeah, they will. I had
Yeah.
when I was working back for the landscape company, I had this big yard doctor's house, and he had like, I don't know, 50, 60 acres, like in the middle of this freaking fancy neighborhood. It was crazy how big his yard was. But surrounded on all sides of it was all woods, and he had deer in there and coyotes and all that shit. But I was there the one week, and there was this big pair of mated wild turkeys just walking around.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they weren't scared of me. They didn't run away or nothing. They just kind of walked from one side of the yard to the other while I was doing my thing, And then the next week I come back and I'm doing my thing. I start to do the outside check, because you start at the outside and then you decide which way you're going to cut and which pattern you're going to do and all that kind of stuff. And I come across, I saw these wings on the ground, man, just big old wings spread out. And it was the same thing. I rolled up next to it and everything was gone except for the legs, the wings, and the ribs. All the rest of that turkey was gone, dude.
Well, I know where our land is just, I mean, it used to be pasture land and now it's woods, because 1983 was the last year we had a hard winter, ice storm and everything. Dad said, I'm going to get rid of those cows. He had those cows from like the early 70s all the way up to, I guess about maybe, a decade or so. I mean, I grew up with the cattle, and like I said,
that's cool, man.
I mean, I had like 73 acres. It's my backyard.
All right. I like Carrie's comment, Rex. That's wonderful.
Can I just say how wonderful stomach churning conversation is today? Yeah, sure. Yeah. That doesn't mean we're going to stop. I hope you didn't have lunch in mind, dinner or anything.
I was thinking about a nice liver sausage.
Glue made from animals come from these parts. And he's got a link there, Pale Rider.
Real Pale Rider.
Ever lurking Pale Rider. We appreciate everyone that pops in, whether they pop off in the chat or not. And I think we've got a lot of lurkers. Myself, Shadowhawk. That's the only thing. That's the only way I can explain our numbers, Speaking of numbers, yesterday.
I don't understand our numbers at all, but I'm happy for everyone that stops by.
Absolutely.
I've only
it's the cow pat. It's the cow patties you had to watch out for when going out on the field.
Yeah.
Yesterday we had 54 views and a little bit over 14 and a half minutes was the actual watch time with a peak of only 11 people. Yeah, we always have good watch time. Our record is about close to 35 minutes. That's a whole TV show.
That's fucking crazy, dude. That's that's amazing.
Yeah,
because everybody's got ADD nowadays, man. Get them to sit still for 5 minutes is fucking impossible.
I don't know how I do the show. They say I've got ADD, so.
Well, you obviously do, but it's easy because you just switch from topic to topic, so you never have to pay attention to one thing.
Well, right. I just kind of gravitate whatever comes to mind, But
hey, if it works for you, it works for you. You know what I'm saying?
It works for me. Yeah, I mean, Red Valkyrie Shay, she said, I've just kind of, you definitely, Rex, have it. You just kind of have built a personality around it, I can't disagree with her, She's a very clinically diagnosing type person,
I wouldn't be surprised if I'm, at least hyperactive anyway. I don't know about ADD, attention
I was
deficit.
definitely hyperactive, and a lot of it was
Yeah.
if it was sugar, like
I
ice
don't think
cream or candy, I ate it as a kid.
yeah, I don't think I have an attention issue because I can, concentrate on things for a long time and all that without a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always been, I got to move, I got to do something. Even if I'm sitting still and having to read and I can't go anywhere, my one leg would just be bouncing at about 30 miles an hour.
Now, is it bouncing now? Because I never see you
No,
bounce
not
your legs.
anymore, dude. My knees are gone. No, I can't do that
Oh,
shit.
okay.
That's probably what helped wear them out.
You don't want a woman come sit on your leg, on your knee,
No,
right? As they
my
say,
knees
come
are
sit
not
on my knee.
bouncing anymore. There's no bounce left, Rex.
Yeah.
There's no.
Well, now there's a bounce. She tries to sit on that sore knee, and you bounce her into the floor, and she bounces from there.
Yeah. Or she just snaps right through my legs.
Right? Yeah. Total
Holding
collapse.
together.
Yeah. ADHD
falling
causes
down.
hyperfocus. How about that?
What's that? ADD can be hyperfocus.
Causes hyperfocus.
No, well then maybe I do have ADD.
Yeah. I was definitely
I can do that.
As I said, I took Ritalin mostly in the 3rd, 4th grade.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I never had it, and I'm amazed. I don't think my doctor ever offered it because my mom would have for sure put me on that shit. I know.
Well, it did knock you down where you're not so.
Oh hell no, dude! I only gonna have that when I was a kid.
Yeah. In 3rd grade, I actually had my own room. There was like a storage divide, in the room about like L-shaped.
Put a lock on the outside.
And she had a desk back there, and if I got too hyperactive, she would take me and put me back there. Or tell me to go to my room. I had a room within the room, the classroom. That's that same teacher that glued her teeth together with crazy glue. She was trying to take off the cap and it out across her teeth and glued her teeth together. She says, I had to go to the dentist. You kids sit in your seats, and Miss Manning, the principal, will be in here to watch you in just a few minutes. We were like, wow, look, I glued her teeth together.
I'll do the marketing director, my older daughter that's home. When she was, like when me and Rosie first moved in together, she was probably 5, maybe, I think, not even 6 yet. And I get a call from Rosie just.
I guess he just got a call. Either that or his throat cut. He just stopped mid-sentence.
I get kicked. Damn it.
What? What happened? Do I need to send assistance? Apex Comics says if an artist were to draw... I hear you now. All on your end. You were talking fine.
Was I? Okay. Because I was losing you left and right.
Okay. Well, that might be on my end, brother. If an artist were to draw Shadowhawk as a portrait, they better add manga speed lines for movement.
There you go. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when I was a kid, dude. I looked like what was the dude Infantino that used to draw the Flash with all the multiple after him.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that. That's what I was imagining I looked like when I was flying around town. So you saw.
Except with long hair, right? Shoulder length hair. Or better?
No, the hair didn't get long until I was a teenager.
Oh, okay. So no, just as
my hair was always military short when I was a lad, man. My dad fucking allowed that shit.
Now again, when did you start collecting comics? What age? It was around right?
9 or 10. So
okay.
Whatever year that came out, my dad brought me home my first one.
That's probably around 3rd or 4th grade where people start to read. Yeah, that tracks.
Oh, I've been reading since. I was a way good reader since kindergarten, dude.
Over this recent action of Trump, just to do a Jen Psaki and circle back, there was 130 something Democrats try and impeach Trump over his actions with Iran.
Oh, with Iran?
Huh?
So with the Iran thing just now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they were talking about it. They're that it was far too successful, especially now after that NATO
But
meeting.
was it?
Like,
I mean, his own. I have no doubt it was successful, but
from
they're
everything I'm
saying
hearing,
that they didn't totally knock out the understructure,
the
which
last
I
thing I
think.
heard today while I was driving home, and I
Uh,
have a pretty much conservative, radio station that I listen to, and they're quoting all the, you know, non-conservative sources as well,
yeah,
and even Syria came out, which is Iran's ally.
yeah.
Uh, they were making announcements on their whatever public information system they have or whatever. That, of course, we spy on that Iran had taken major damage. So
I'm sure they took
I
major damage. Yeah,
I'm sure they probably still have a couple little things here and there stashed away, but all the ones that we knew about and that have been a problem since last October, the Israelis have been knocking out all their missile launching systems, all that shit. And then what we just did took out all their nuclear development, or at least 75% of it. So we knocked them back another good 10, 15 years on any kind of nuclear thing. So,
oh yeah, they're out of the game for a while.
yeah. So
Carrie's.
right now, they're just saber rattling and trying to,
Oh
still
yeah.
act tough.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they were striking Israel right up to the peace. They were launching missiles right up to the ceasefire, maybe a little bit after even. Carrie
Oh,
says
so
she sent a photo of Shadowhawk, not comic based Shadowhawk, but went for the humor here. Here we go.
that's awesome, Carrie.
He's kind of buff, huh?
Yeah, there you go. Look at that, like those red eyes too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You are kind of echoing me back to myself, so if you want to jump out and back
It
in,
might be because I just stepped outside, Rex. Might be my
oh,
surroundings. Give it a second. I'm smoking a cigarette. I'm gonna mute for a minute.
well, that doesn't help. You're here, but you're not here. I thought we established that years ago.
Like, well, do you want me to fucking echo? Would you rather have me be quiet for a second while I finish this cigarette and
No.
go back in chat?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. We'll see if coming back in or out. Yeah, helps. Um, yeah. So, you know, uh, not to talk too much about.
All right, how's that?
Still echoing.
Okay, well, in that case, I'll be back.
Okay, and I'll let you in. Thank you, Carrie, for showing that. That's pretty cool. Is that an acrylic painting? Very, very fine work indeed. Or is that ink, or how did you do that? Very nice. No matter what medium you used. I'll start working on some smaller things and finishing up some of these rounds here pretty soon. It's just going to be hot here. Very hot. With a heat index of about 105, about 95 for the high, about 77 for the low every night. Good thing is, rain is not my friend. That kind of knocks me out of work. So looks like we'll probably be going out somewhere, at least getting some hours every night. And that bodes well for Devil Flyer, because all my money, except for, gas, food, going to that. Like I said, I'm thinking about backing Pete Smetty's. It'll be on the last day. I think I've worked it out on the calendar. And that'll be Monday, the last day of that campaign. I've been meaning to check on the calendar how many days there are this month. Are there
How's
31
that?
days this month? Wonderful. There's
Uh,
30 days this month.
30
So
days in June. Yeah.
30 days this month. And today is 25th. So that's hump day. Yesterday was Cross Comics. I think we mentioned that. Rick Piper's birthday.
Yep.
Tomorrow will be Carrie's cat's birthday. Shadow, 11 years
Shadow.
old. Will be 11 years old
Oh,
tomorrow. So happy early birthday to your cat, Carrie.
happy
Apex
birthday,
Comics
little
is
Shadow.
93 degrees in Texas. What I was going to say was the heat here, if you're in the shade, it's really not too bad, Shadow. I kind of
Well,
slept
I'll tell
off
you
the
what,
patio.
yeah, it's the
It's a good
humidity
dry
here.
heat. Not the humidity's not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, it was only topped out about like 82, 83 today, which is not terrible, but
Uh,
it was still just humid as shit. So it felt like, 94 or some shit.
yeah. Yeah, our heat index is like 105 here, but it's like I say, it's more of a dry heat. If you're
Yeah,
not
I
right
mean,
directly in the heat, and I've
right.
been
If
where
you're not,
you get directly in the heat and you just your whole body goes and
right.
and the sweat comes out every pore in your body. The
Yeah,
year 2000 was like that. I worked at the rescue mission here in Jonesboro, and you would go out that back door, and immediately it's like you walked into an oven, and your body went, "You need to cool
yeah.
down." You would sweat all over your
You just,
body all at once
yeah,
because the temperature change was that. We had a hot one the year Y2K 2000. Well, I
yeah.
guess that
So
was
usually the
99.
dry heat's easier to deal with than that,
Oh, it is. Yeah.
humidity.
The summer heats, I mean, the California summer is without the humidity is bearable. But now if you get
Yeah,
high humidity,
Arizona.
sweaty, yeah,
I
that's
hear
real
it's nice
sticky stuff.
in summertime, like all the way up to 100 in Arizona. Like people are like, yeah, it's not bad.
Now
So,
Saturday we're going to have Josh Howard on again. We've had him on previously. He enjoyed himself, and
Ron
he's
Howard's little
just
brother.
like
Yeah. No,
no,
sorry. Just teasing.
yeah. Uh, Yeah, the Howards, Opie and all that. I appreciate what they do for entertainment and stuff, but even his father acted. Uh, but yeah, flaming liberals. I mean, at least Ron is. Ron Howard, he's just it's like
Oh,
wake
that's
up,
awesome,
man.
kid.
He's probably denouncing Trump right now. It's
Oh,
amazing
Ron
just
Howard. Yeah.
how I mean, in New York, they're electing almost socialist communists, because they
Dude,
want
did you
something
hear the
different.
latest one? I guess
Como, Como,
Mel Gibson is thinking about running for governor of California, and he's
he's
conservative as fuck.
well, he's got a lot, and there are a lot of conservatives there, but he's got a lot of obstacles to overrun. Just like Gavin Newsom when they were wanting to actually throw him out of office.
Right.
They've got the deck stacked in their favor. They've been in
Oh yeah.
control so much.
Well, that Gavin Newsom is Nancy Pelosi's little nephew, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a fucking rigged game there, but I mean,
it'd be
hey,
nice. It'd be nice
who
if he
knows? If
would.
anybody can come in and flip the table, maybe it's fucking Mel Gibson, man.
Well, I said, I'm glad that Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't born in this country, because I think there was a time that he could have ran for president and probably won just on popularity, and he would not have made a good president. And he did make a great governor for California.
No, I mean, I guess people liked him, but I don't think he was a very efficient governor for
And I
California.
mean, some of his comments in the last, say, 5 years have been off the wall. I mean, just now he kind of got praise for going on The View, which The View, why would you want to go
Well,
on The View?
well,
You know,
if you're gonna go on there, you gotta, you want to be as anti-Trump as possible. So.
yeah. Well, I mean, actually, he wasn't. So on this occasion, but
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
that's surprising.
yeah. Now the 29th of this month is when Steve Ditko sadly passed away in 2018.
Uh,
Um, I've got that marked on the calendar. Very little else. Of course, we will have Tree Goblin in the house. Hey, Tree Goblin. Austrians lead their countries, don't have a good history. Yeah. Smokes Fox Icons card. I picked Dillard's cover for the horror vibe. Don't know what that means. Smokes the Fox Icons card.
I think it
So
was
with
something that Justin added to the campaign. Carrie, did you
okay.
get one of the little 3D printed Smokes the Fox figures? If not, then maybe we can work something out. I got a few of them, so I might be able
Uh,
to send you
Carrie
one.
says, "Oh yeah, I just want to say publicly, Justin Belmont is a total sweetheart. Add-ons weren't available for the UK, and he went in and changed that for me. So I can't wait to get pencils down and keychain and Smokes the Fox Icons card. Yeah, I picked. Now it makes sense. I didn't read the comment about
You didn't see the
Dillard's
first one.
horror cover for the
Yeah,
horror vibe. Yeah,
very cool. Yeah, Smokes is a good read too, Carrie. You'll like it. Oi, oi, Tree
well,
Goblin. Have you stuck your head more today?
I didn't get
But
figure gutted.
Tree's
I
not
missed that.
Australian. What? I always think he's Australian.
Yeah,
Just his name, I think.
I bagged pencils down, all 4 covers and the sketch cover. But now
Ooh,
they
aren't
don't
you
have
Mr.
add-ons. We're really going to have to get Luke on here and talk about. I know
Fantastic?
he's got something besides, I think, in the plans. Apparently not implemented it yet. But I know Apex Comics was wanting to go in and buy some of my stuff, and it was like $42 or something on shipping. Everything he added on shipping, and that's just
Right.
insane.
Yeah,
You've got
that's
to do something different about that. I just
well,
wanted the sketch
I
cover
mean that
to
might be something you did on your end, Rex, that you set up wrong. You don't know for sure.
okay, but we'll have him on and he'll tell us. But like on
Well,
Justin's the other day, I
yeah.
backed pencils down and it cost me an extra $8 for domestic shipping. So 16 total for 5 books. You can send 5 books for $8.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
So that's and
Hmm.
and Justin is a total sweetheart. If he remembers, and I will remind him, he said he would send me an extra sketch cover just to make up for
Yes,
that.
he
And
did.
I'll take
And
that.
Belmont is a complete sweetheart. He's just a good
He
dude, man.
absolutely
So
is. Yeah, he's one of the
anybody that
good
has
guys.
any issues with Justin is, yeah, I mean,
Come see me.
you're
Anybody
looking
has
for
any
somebody to
issues,
have a
come see me.
problem with it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it. There's no reason why you should ever have an issue with Justin. He's one of the mellowest dudes on the planet. He's just a nice guy.
We need to get you a wheelchair friendly, where you can sit down and get off those busted up knees and still do your kung fu fighting.
There you go.
Because,
I gotta get me a robot wheelchair then, where I can like move it with my eyes, you know, for my legs, and then that way I can still punch. Because that's
so you did fighting, sort of amateur, right? Class.
I was almost Golden Gloves in boxing when my dad died, and
How do
then
you do? Okay, so that was prior to you having a family. I'm
I
just
was
like, how,
I was
I'm kind of wondering, how did you balance that and
I was
family?
training in boxing since the age of 9, right? Golden Gloves you can enter when you're 14. My dad died when I
Okay,
was 14.
yeah,
That was the year I was putting in my first application for Golden Gloves, and then my coach died, so I didn't get to go.
wow, okay,
And then I didn't box for a couple of years. I just rode motorcycles and stuff. And then around 1991, I saw the first UFC on New Year's Eve on pay-per-view, and I
hmm
went, "Yeah, I like that."
uh,
So I immediately went and sought out the first guy I could teach me Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and started doing mixed MMA from then on. And that's what probably really messed my knees up.
why?
Besides
Because
all
of the sort of like side kicking, you're torquing your knee in an
the
unnatural
yeah,
way.
the kicks and
Mhm.
the actual like leg locks and shit like that that people try to
Yeah,
put
yeah.
in, and just sometimes
Now,
just escaping one of those things hurts really bad.
Silver Bow is like that too, almost like Diamonds for Our Forever. Remember those gymnast girls
Mm.
that would squeeze you to death with their legs? Well, that's kind
Right.
of like Silver Boa. He grapples with you, he wrestles with you,
Oh,
and he's
dude,
got very
my
powerful
legs.
moves.
That's why it's so hard for me now, man. Because my legs used to be just bands of steel, dude. I was fast. I
Yeah.
could jump fucking
Well, now you had a
unbelievably.
family when you were doing that, right?
That not well, yeah. By that point, because I had a family like about a year after my dad died. You know, I was 15 years old and my girlfriend was pregnant. So by the time I was 16, I had a family. Uh, yeah, so I was doing that while I had a family. But yeah, I never
Mhm.
did that professionally. We were just, we had tournaments at the school that I was at and stuff.
Okay.
And
You
when you
didn't
went,
take home any prize money, any purses, huh?
no. When you went to like progress through ranks and shit like that, you usually had tournaments and fights, and you would have to fight like one of the teachers and shit, and actually win a match to earn your
Well, I'll
next
tell you,
level.
Shay Davidson has really turned David. Is it Davidson or David?
Shane Davis, and that's
Davidson. Okay.
kickboxing. That's different than
Well,
MMA.
yeah, but he's incorporated something he knows into his comics. I think that's pretty cool. Now
Oh, I
he's
know. It's fun. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And
because he knows the different moves and stuff. I just think the
mhm.
irony of that, because when he first came on, Ethan was showing him, footage of him getting his ass kicked. Remember that?
Everybody gets their ass kicked, dude. I got my ass kicked plenty of times.
Okay, but I mean, but even before I knew that Shane Day, it was
If
almost like he was making fun of him. And
dude,
then
if you're gonna be a fighter, your first few years of highlights are gonna be more losses than wins, and that's just, I mean, unless you're,
yeah,
Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson or somebody that just comes out of fucking nowhere. But 90% of everybody has to grind their way through that shit, dude, and you take a lot of beatings.
yeah. So, I mean, this last week's been up in the air about, yay, we prevented nuclear warfare. And I know a lot of
Woo.
Democrats even have praised Trump, although not that much,
Certainly not all of them.
Fetterman, who had that
Oi,
mental,
oi, Eric.
I don't think actually he's been pro-Israel, and a lot of Democrats he's kind of alienated because of that. But I don't think that that's a bad position to have. It's a democracy there in a very turbulent, you know,
Yeah,
they're
actually,
surrounded by
Fetterman,
Muslims.
and I don't know, because he was doing some really weird shit there for a little while, but
Oh, oh
he
yeah.
did have something happen to him.
On that debate, he came out and said, "Thank you for coming tonight," and he was giving his closing speech at the
I
opening.
know, I know,
But that's right
dude. I'm
after he
saying,
got done. He really shouldn't have.
but
He should have been disqualified even to run at that
he
point.
had
Now
some kind of seizure or something, So I mean,
yeah.
but it seems like he has recovered quite a bit since then, at least mentally,
Oh,
because
definitely, definitely.
he's
But he at the
actually
time he
making
really
sense when he speaks, and it's like, is this the same guy I saw like a year and a half, 2 years
yeah.
ago?
I mean,
Because that dude is
it's
fucked up.
way it's way different. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude.
He,
I mean, he was out of his mind a couple of years ago, dude. I was like, every time he opened his mouth, I was like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Oh, dude, that's no.
and they
Bare
elected him.
knuckle fighting is fucked up, dude. We used to have that way back when. They shouldn't be bringing it back. That causes incredible amounts of damage to people, and it should not be sanctioned. You might as well just be fighting in a fucking alley.
I just think the irony of Shane Davis, I mean, the very first thing I saw of Shane was Ethan showing him getting, in I don't know where he got the footage from, but sort of like an alleyway. There were cars there. You remember the footage, and he got his
Yeah, I
ass
know.
stomped.
I
I
don't
thought
even
that
know if
was,
that.
you don't
I don't
know if
even
it
know
was
if that was
real.
actually Shane, dude, or if it was just a meme.
Oh, it was Shane. I mean,
Was it?
once I
Yeah,
saw
okay.
Shane, I was definitely Shane. Yeah.
The one that I thought was the funniest one that they were making, Cecil fucking found it and was putting it together for a while when he was. Remember, he used
Hmm.
to give Shane a lot of shit when Shane first got here.
Hmm.
Cecil used to be on him all the time.
They're like cats. Oh.
and he found a like a training session because Shane works at an MMA gym, or a kickboxing gym, and he helped train little guys and stuff, and bigger guys. He spars with the older ones, but he was doing a sparring match with like 10 or 12-year-olds, and just just blocking their stuff and giving them little gentle, leg kicks, not like trying to hurt nobody. And Cecil's just like, there's Shane kicking ass on a bunch of kids.
Tree Goblin says, have you seen the bare knuckle fighting they've been licensing?
Yeah, that's what I said. It shouldn't be sanctioned. It's bad. Fucking people get really, really hurt, and fucking.
And where is that? Is that only in the UK, or where are they doing that?
I don't know where they're doing them at, dude. I've seen a few of them televised, and I watched a couple.
But now boxing started out bare knuckle.
That's what I'm saying. But then we made it more civilized by making gloves. Yeah. And even with the fucking gloves on, dude, you can fucking destroy somebody's brain if you hit them hard.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you can look at Muhammad Ali and see that. I mean, he had
Parkinson's. I mean, that's a scrambled egg. I'm sorry.
I mean, look, we watched history in boxing. They no longer go 15 rounds, but he went 15 rounds, and
dude, usually they only go 8 or 10 now. They don't even go 12 anymore.
Right. Yeah. And but now, Muhammad Ali, Foreman, and all those, they went 15 rounds, and I know Muhammad Ali went like maybe 3 or 4 rounds with a broken jaw. They would call that today. They would go, "Oh no, you're too badly hurt." And man, every time he hit him in the face, that jaw would go, way over. Brutal.
The biggest thing my dad taught me to do was slip punches. You don't have to move a lot. You just got to move enough to take the power off the punch. Just move your head just a wee bit. So even if you're going to get hit,
move with the impact. I mean, away from
well, that too. But if you're going, and every now and again, somebody's going to get you with one that you just didn't even see coming. And it's going to be, like, oh, fuck. It's just not cool. But if you're going to be a fighter, you got to accept that going in. You're going to lose a lot more than you win before you start to win, probably.
Unless you're just the blood was terrible. Really, looked like America, where it was.
Natural.
I haven't seen it.
I don't know. They might be doing them in America, dude. I'm not sure if they.
Well, I mean, wasn't that the whole thing about the movies like Fight Club and stuff? Wasn't that bare knuckle fighting?
Yeah, it's underground bare knuckle fighting shit. I mean, but, dude, if you're bare knuckle fighting like that, and you fight somebody like me, my knuckles look like fucking goddamn deadly weapons. You don't understand. I've been punching things all my life.
Really raised up. Your mind.
Oh yeah. If I stick one of these in your fucking eye hole at full power, it's probably going to separate your retina. Lorenzo, did you get to see my Godzilla yesterday?
Yeah, if you want to show it again, if you got it there handy.
I posted it on my Instagram, Rex. You might be able to find it.
Okay.
If I go looking for it, dude, I'm gonna get kicked.
And you might drop it. Lorenzo says some of the members of the Irish Travelers ethnic group practice bare knuckle boxing. Yeah, that can mess your face up permanently. I mean, that's why boxers get those cauliflower ears, right? From the impact and everything.
Well, dude, even wrestlers get those, even just from pressure, from having a really good headlock or whatever, if it's locked around your ear.
That's why I've got to give it to Mike Tyson. He thought, before this happens, I think I'll just chew part of it off.
Dude, I actually watched that. Mike Tyson was one of the smoothest guys I've ever seen at slipping punches, man. He was so good at it.
Well, it's like you're going up against a football player, a brick wall. He's very solid, but he's very nimble, kind of like Muhammad Ali.
Very agile. You couldn't hit him. By the time you threw your fist at him, his face was gone. It was like you were hitting the air. and then you were getting one right in the ribs.
Yeah, and it would lift you up off the mat. You know, definitely. Yeah.
And that dude, he had one of the quickest like punch speeds. You know, like recorded actual like from the time he unleashed the punch until it hit a person. It was like fucking hundredths of a second, dude. It was
I
crazy how
wouldn't want
fast he
to
could.
get into a fight with him even today. I mean, he's very
Oh hell
nimble.
no,
You
dude!
know,
I would never get in a fight with Mike.
I've
Well,
seen some
first of all,
footage of
I'm
him
not big enough.
moving now today, and he's
I
quick.
mean,
He's still
but
quick. He hasn't lost
even if
that much.
my knees were still good, and I was still like in my fighting shape from like at 30. There's no fucking way. We're not even in the same weight class, dude. He outweighs me by a good 70 pounds. It's gonna take one
Right.
punch, and I'm gonna be in a wheelchair.
It'd be like your Trevor Shay. Where did Matt go?
Oh, it took my head clean off. Like a fucking rock'em sock'em robot.
Oh, okay. So here's the picture that you put on Instagram right there.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Oh, hey,
There's your
Lorenzo.
lizard
There's
representation for today,
your
Lorenzo.
representation.
I don't think we've ever done the same lizard representation 2 days in a row, but this is a good one.
Okay. Well, I did not remember doing this one for yesterday's, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. No, that's
my
fine.
bad.
We had multiple lizard representations. We love our buddy Lorenzo around here. Now,
Well,
did you
just
not
like
list? You didn't list Mama Hawks, Jaws, the shark? Come on, man.
I've already shown Mama Hawks.
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't list it on Instagram.
No, that was the first picture I took right after I got it out of the box, and I took a picture of it, and then I posted my Instagram thing, and I was like, "Happy day! I finally got my Godzilla decanter today."
That's a sticker. It's not a plaque. It's a sticker on there, just like a regular label, right? Alcohol label.
Oh, on the bottle, yeah, it looks like the bottle is sculpted with the little square, but they just made the little sticker to stick on the square. It's a sticker.
Yeah. It's a sticker, but
it would have been cool.
They kind of
if it was
framed
like,
it in, right, to look like it might be a label. I mean, a
now, if it
plaque
would
or
have been a
something.
full size decanter, maybe they would have been able to like laser engrave it on there or something, which would have been cool. But yeah, it's a little guy. It's not as big as I thought, but it's still cool as fuck. And I'm gonna create a really cool display with the Jaws and Godzilla. It's gonna be lit from underneath and shit. You guys will see it when I get done. I've already got the plexiglass shelf. I just gotta get some cool the disappearing shelving brackets. So like the invisible ones. Because I don't want to have no
Yeah, and you're
visible
going to
bracket.
line it from underneath and around.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna light it from
cool.
underneath with like a little LED strip and shit. And it should be pretty neat when I get done with it. And now that I know they're for real, they've got more of them that they've come out with of these same little sized little decanters for some cool shit. Yeah.
I've got some that are like late 60s, and they've got like masterpiece, Vincent van Gogh, Rembrandt, different things like that. You might even remember some of those labeled.
I remember there was a wine brand for a while that was using Vincent van Gogh pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Starry Night and shit like that.
And like you say, you can put some colored water, caramel colored water or whatever in there, we're
gonna use blue. Me and Mama Hawk were talking about
or whatever.
I
mean, you can still put something in it after you, those came just the glass pieces. There wasn't any liquid in it, but
I might think about going green with Godzilla.
Well, yeah, I was about to say with Godzilla, you'd think you'd go green, and hers just a very light.
Well, Godzilla's never really been green in the movies, dude.
Okay, red for Shin Godzilla, sort of black and red for.
Oh, that okay.
I know you don't like. I know you don't like Shin Godzilla.
I just don't want it to look like pink. If it
Yeah.
fucking comes out looking pink, I'm gonna be
Well, you
pissed.
can do that on the lighting. You can put bisexual lighting or have it, where it
How about
changes
no?
color. Okay. I thought I'd, at least speak up for the bisexuals that might be watching this, which I bet there's
I mean,
probably
because
zero.
original Godzilla's first
All right,
in
more
color
power to
Toho
you.
movies, when the spikes lit up, they were like bluish white. So I was thinking about doing Godzilla a darker blue, so that because there's no liquid that goes into his spikes, so they're going to be lighter. They're just going to be lit by the light anyway, so they're going to be kind of white. So I was thinking about going like a dark blue with him, and then a lighter blue with Mohawk's Jaws, because every time you see Jaws in a cartoon or something, it's light blue and then white belly, right? Someone in the chat has suggested putting goldfish in there.
Yeah.
And then
I but I don't know how you keep them alive.
No, not real goldfish, like goldfish crackers.
Oh, yeah. Somebody did that yesterday. Somebody was saying that yesterday.
But I had said they also make the little crackers that are all the different little sharks. That would even be cooler than the goldfish. But Mama Hawk wants to do the liquid. So, but now that you mentioned it, I think I will do Godzilla
Welcome,
Green.
Homer.
Hey, Homer.
What's up, gents? What's going on,
What's
Shadow?
going on, Big O?
Hey, Rex.
No, he's the Big O.
No, my focus is off a little bit.
Well, take a minute, take a few deep breaths. Oh, wait, you mean your camera focus? Sorry.
Lorenzo says,
if you feel a little pinch and a pain in your booty, take a deep breath. Hold it.
Well, it might be
exhale as
it might be a mop handle.
Check that prostate.
Yeah.
So what are we working on here, Owen? This is pretty cool looking.
That's Lady of the Night, my character.
That's Lady of the Night. Oh, holy shit! I'm blowing her up right now. Look at that, 38 in one hand and a fucking Tommy in the other, a Thompson in the other. Yeah, look at that. Hell yeah.
So I noticed she's got different dresses, so I'm gonna do a red, white, and
that's
then
fine. She's got different outfits. Yeah.
So let me get this straight. She's got a Thompson in her right hand. She's got what looks like a 38, maybe a 45 in her left, and then apparently she's also carrying a pair of 44s. Oh.
Pew pew pew.
38 double D's.
Dum-dums?
Yeah,
those are illegal.
She's got different outfits, so that's fine, Omer. Because she is a spy, so she kind of dresses for the occasion, right?
I don't know what the occasion is, but I like it. I want an invitation.
Two front-facing claymores. That's what she got.
I'm glad you like them.
Watch those triggers, bullet. They're sensitive.
Yep.
Got the
that's cool.
Before I color it though. I did color this recently. Finish this one.
Oh, yeah. Getting on the Chadsters. That's cool, dude. I like the background so far. That's looking nice. Yeah. Very cool. Is that done coloring?
Well, I mean, the eyes really pop out at you, just that white. Now that you put that in there,
I mean, it looks pretty much. I mean, are you gonna do straps and everything? Like,
no, it's the way they are. They're white, so I just kind of give them.
Are they white? Okay. I couldn't remember on the character if they were pure white or not. So, no, it's fine. I love that background though, dude. The way you got the nice
right there.
There you go.
Oh yeah, there he is. Oh, I got my standee over here on the shelf. It's next to me now. I'm not
also working on this one, trying to finish this one off for Del A. His night.
Yeah, that's one of Del A's nights, right? One night.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shadowhawk, did you? He's only got a few of his free comic book left. Did you ever get Dale's?
No, I didn't get to, dude. Bro.
Okay. Well, all
I'm
you
lucky
have
I
to do
can find
is,
my ass with both hands with everything I have going on with my life right now, man.
yeah. Free comic is free. What can I say? And I got to give it to Dale. He spent a lot on shipping. He will send you his comic for free, even if it's international shipping, and that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot. That can really
Damn,
be a
dude.
lot.
Well, that's somebody who's serious about getting this shit out there and marketing it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
goddamn kudos to Dale Egg. I'm sorry,
All
man.
right.
Send me one, dude. Hold me one back. I know I haven't made a formal request, but I've got a lot of shit going on, man.
Don't do it. Don't do it for him.
Yeah, fuck you, Rex.
I don't know. Omer, what? Omer, how do you get a free comic? I forget. Do you email him or what? Your address or?
I'm going to present. Let me share. I have it up right here. I'll put it in the private chat too.
I know,
Let me
really. I'm
present.
like, is this going to be like Mr. D was the other day? What the fuck?
That's
Hell
what they
no.
call it when a
The
female lion lays
The
down in
hard
front
or
of me.
maybe semi-hard question today for Shadowhawk is: does anyone know how many Godzillas exist?
I
don't.
The complete number of all the different variations, Lorenzo? No.
25, 30,
I know
maybe.
There's quite a few. I'm not sure.
Okay, tell us
So
what
if
you're
you go
looking
to
at
Dell's,
here. What we're looking
so
at.
if you go to Dell's website
Dropped it.
called the-installation.com, you
Okay.
can click on this image right here at the very top, right here, the one I'm highlighting. It says, sign up for my mailing list to receive a free physical copy of the first issue of Swords and Chivalry.
I don't
So
remember
click on
doing that, but I got a free one. I mean,
That's cool.
Yeah,
maybe
and
it
then,
came up.
and then you
Okay.
just
And
put
I
your
still
email
got no way to
address and
copy
your
it because
address.
if I try to do it now, I'm getting kicked. All right.
Okay. Well, if
you know
he
what?
will drop it, I will
it.
send it to your Instagram. If Omer will drop
there
it
you
in the
go.
private
All
chat
right.
or
There you go,
I put it in
Omer.
the private
I'll
chat.
send it to you right now, and you can get a free comic. He's only got about, I don't know, 5 of these left, or
5 left
what?
is what he said so far.
Yeah,
all right. Well, I'm probably gonna have to drop out anyway to go over to Instagram and do all that. But I'll pop back in a minute.
Oh, you could do it after. Oh, okay.
Well, look, there's no
I
rush.
can
Just do it after
try,
the show.
Homer, but there's no guarantee that when I come back from doing that I'll actually reconnect with it. It's just the way my phone is. Dude.
Just do it after
There's only 5 left. What happens if after the show there's none left?
Well, let's see. There's only 6 people watching, and I'm one of them. There's 5 people watching.
There you go. So by the time I get there, everybody could just,
I dropped it. So
everybody could just fight by it just to fuck Shadow over.
There we go. Like Piranha. Yeah. But
I don't know, maybe.
You know how it is in CG, man. And fucking tide turns, it turns in an instant.
And the comic that we're talking about is this Sword and Chivalry right there on the left.
Yeah, right here. This one right here.
Yeah. Have you read that yet, Omer? Whoops, I'm sorry.
I've skimmed the first couple of pages. It's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I
kind of did another comic that I really. Go ahead.
And for sure, I'm doing a High Noon with Shadowhawk Talks this weekend. Come join me. It's going to be an interesting surprise.
Cool.
Okay. Now, Dale usually on the Hump Day show, he usually works on his own stuff, kind of like John Eaple, right? He kind of does pages.
Yes, sir.
Page work. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, which is cool. I kind of dig that,
like,
because you see it all come together.
Very cool.
At the same time, I mean, I guess you're giving out spoilers, right? But only to
obviously,
I mean, there's only a few people a lot of people won't watch draw streams, or at least not for very long, so you're not really giving that much away, I don't think.
Now, Edwin, who has just joined us, Buzz Acevedo, he will be on with us all the way August 4th, if we're all live.
Hey, Edwin.
He's got a new launch shortly before that, and we'll have Edwin on.
Excuse me.
He
And
needs
we
to come
know.
on before that and just shoot the breeze and tell us how things are going. But
Well, that Nira X.
he's got a daytime job too. The great thing about mine is it's a nighttime job.
That's Nira X, right? Isn't it Homer? Bill Miles' character?
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
I
cool
guess you got
campaign.
that one
I don't know
finished.
if that's still open or not, but if you can, go back there and support Bill Miles and Kat, his daughter. She's fucking a sweetheart as well.
Bill's one of those that has multiple campaigns going on. I know he's got like 2 up on Fund My Comic right now.
And he's got a hilarious fucking sense of humor. Come on, dude. Your name is Miles, and you name your daughter Kat.
Now, am I getting him confused with the artist that did Titan Mouse, Mighty Mouse of Power or something?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, no.
That's okay. I'm getting that's Gary Shipman, isn't it? Or
that's
something
Gary
like
Shipman. Yeah.
that? Okay. All right. Yeah. I always get those, they
No,
say
Bill
Bill
Miles
Mouse.
has been doing. He started Nira X. I want to say like around the mid '90s, maybe '94, maybe '93. I don't know, but I remember. I've got copies from way back in the day.
Edwin, if you've got time, I'll just drop the link in the chat there, and you can tell us about this.
Dun, 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 come on,
if you don't have
is
time, I
it?
understand, but we need to get you on just to see
We
what's
need to
going
get
on.
some intro music on this channel, right?
There's very little that I post on X that
Stop
Edwin's
shooting all
not
these
right
artists.
there
Let's
on it
respect these
and
bastards.
reposting, or at least giving it a like. Give a follow to the Drawing Aces Comics Group Anthology #1 here on Kickstarter. So there you go.
All right.
I guess you've got your hump day show.
Did that already run anywhere else, Edwin? Or are you doing Kickstarter first and then coming back for FMC and Indiegogo?
Well, maybe he'll come in here and tell us. Then again, maybe
hopefully he's still here. That's why I asked.
Yeah. I'm at work right now. Okay, but yeah, I'll try and jump on soon as talk about it more. Soon to talk about it more. Sure. Yeah.
No,
there you go. All right.
Well, there you
go. Show that cover again, Edwin. There we go. Or I mean Homer.
Oh God.
Yeah. Can we see the back cover? See what it's got on the back? There we go. So there's
installation. All right, cool.
Installation.com. Yes. That's where you can go.
Can you pick any other anything to show us without spoilers?
Edwin says Kickstarter first, then Fund My Comic, and then Indiegogo probably.
Oh, look at it's a dildo. What is
and that's the one we're going to have you on talking about, right, Edwin? Back in August, right after your launch.
Oh wait, I think we did look at this the other day, didn't we? Yeah,
just a few moments ago, he was showing some of it off.
All right, smartass.
I don't remember showing this a few days ago, but
I could have swore you and I and Homer looked at like some of these same pages.
We've looked at this before. Yeah, we've looked at it before.
My sense of time is pretty jacked. So.
Okay, so yes, that's why we're having Edwin on. Will be when he launches on another site besides Kickstarter. I see a lot of people going to Kickstarter first, Shadowhawk. That didn't used to be.
Well, yeah, I get it because that was you go to Indiegogo first, and then you want to do Kickstarter. Then you gotta like change up, make extra covers or whatever. But if you go to Kickstarter first, you can go to Indiegogo and use pretty much the exact same campaign. You don't have to print any extra covers or whatever unless you want to. And they're not going to fuck with you about it. And Luke's not going to fuck with you about it. He would like you to do something special for FMC, but he's not going to force you to.
I like the strategy. Downcast made a special Shelby Robertson cover for Downcast, which you backed, I know, and I'm a
which
fan of
I
that.
got. And it's
I
fucking
think they only
beautiful.
had like 90 printed of that. I think
Wow.
that's cool because that's kind of like running a second chance campaign without calling it a second chance campaign. Because you're
Dude,
getting
I
the
mean,
same book.
well, I mean,
Just
and the way Clint advertised it too when he put it out, he was like, "I've got like I think 110 copies of these. I'm keeping 20 of them for me and 10 of them for Shelby. So there's 90 of them out there. If you guys want them, come get them." And I was like, "Yes, boom." And I mean, I don't know if you guys know Shelby Robinson or not, or and he's really not. He doesn't seem very opinionated. He doesn't get involved in any drama, but
right.
but he's
Well, I
another
mean,
guy, another
he,
dude though that has a fucking campaign that's like I backed it 3 years ago, I think 2.5, and
Ragetality. Yeah.
yeah, Rage Tality 94, and I still haven't seen that yet. But he's got a regular job. He's a professor at a university out there, an art teacher, and he
I
does
backed
commercial work
Ragetality
all the
too. I
time.
was one of the last backers of it.
Yeah. So, well, I would still like to get my book, Shelby, please.
Yeah.
I have no doubts that you will get it there eventually, but it just doesn't seem like he's in any kind of hurry.
Right. Well, I mean, he was an understudy of Rob Liefeld, who's criminally
Yeah,
late on some of those
he was in Extreme Studios back in the day.
articles.
Rob is a master of the late fucking project. When he
But now you totally glossed over what I talked about was I liked what they did with Downcast, that it's kind of like a second chance. Okay, well, he popped out. So I'll just bounce that off you, Omer.
Okay.
He must have hit the wrong button or something. But I like that. It's kind of like a second chance campaign without being a second chance campaign on a different platform. He just added a new cover and kind of a trimmed down version. I don't know that has any stretch goals or something. Just putting a limited number out there, 90. I don't know why 90, but are available. And I think last time I looked, it was like 65 or something were taken. So definitely a cool cover.
Is that
I,
for
I, I
Downcast?
for Downcast, yeah. So it's I kind of like that strategy. You just offer the same book with on a different platform with a new cover without really calling it a second chance campaign.
Right.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
well,
mean
the 100 or the 90 is so that he could get that price break when he goes to printing. If you
okay.
print less, they're going to cost more. So the
And
100
Downcast is
for that.
probably still going over on Indiegogo. I don't know, but maybe that's why he didn't call it a second chance. But
right.
Edwin says also check out my Etsy store and grab a copy of Bloodbone Ashcan, new printing here. Yeah, that's second printing,
nice.
I think, for that. I'm surprised the new editions of Youngblood have come out on time. Edwin says. I've not heard a lot of buzz
just
about
reprinting
that.
of the original material. There's nothing new about them. Just the covers are colored differently or special, but it's all old content. That's why it's not. That's why it's on time because there's nothing new about those new Youngbloods.
Yeah. I like the stories behind the scenes where it's like, Rob got credited for this, but and Shelby says, yeah, but I drew it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I guess that's
kind of sad too, but
yeah, but I mean, a lot of that's just insider trading knowledge, about the time that's lost at history. Yeah. And they still get along together. That's like Shadowhawk was saying, he's not one to burn bridges behind him. He still, if Marvel calls him for a job, then, or DC, or, and I think it's his attitude that you shouldn't burn your bridges as you go along. whether you're an independent in CG or not.
Who's that?
So, Shelby.
Yeah, no, I get it. I tried hard to stay pretty neutral for a long time, but there are just some things I have to say something about.
Yeah.
Some shit's just too dumb to ignore. And
yeah, I get it. They destroyed all our entertainment, and I'm like, if you want good entertainment, at least this sparked something, I think, in independence and in crowdfunding that hadn't been there. I mean, people that had not ever considered doing a comic are getting into comics now. That sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. But comics has always had that indie. We looked at some the other day, right? Doc Blaylock
right.
did,
I mean,
did
it's
that one
always
title.
been, there's always been an indie underground kind of,
Yeah.
not mainstream thing going on, but
Mhm.
it was never as profitable as it is now with crowdfunding and everything else, where
Right.
people can actually make a living doing their own comic books and give up like a fucking regular job if they're making a comic book that's popular enough and it's good enough and you're willing to fucking pay for good artists and all that shit.
Well,
If you want to take shortcuts and you want to use 3D renderings and you want to do all the other fucking, the higher glass house and shit like that, then, feel free. But that shit's only gonna fucking last for so long before people get bored with it, man. I
Yeah.
guarantee you.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like building a house, right? Well, I can go down my street here and the street over from it, and each house is kind of distinctive.
Sorry, they're
Like
asking me.
I don't know who I'm talking to anymore. But you go out to where I was spraying the other day, and it's just cookie cutter houses. They all look the same. That's the difference. Diversity, difference. I mean, but I've got a lot of comics that I respect that I kind of like that stuff that, man, they're bad comics. They really are. But you know what? I respect the rarity of the item, and I kind of like that. And I've got some that, I don't much care for, but I know they're rare books. But at least somebody did them, and maybe did them badly, but they hopefully did it to the best of their ability. And
Well,
I
dude,
just
I've got like a whole, like almost short box full of stuff from the '90s where people were just experimenting. Like, I don't know if it's real or not, but I got one that was
Hey, Glenn.
advertised as the first fully digital comic, like done on CGI, from back in the day. And I bought it just because it was something different. And
Yeah.
I don't think it sold, fucking more than a couple thousand copies,
Glenn, if you're still there, I went to the printer and I did get on her ass without getting on her ass. About scanning the John Buscema drawings.
You gotta be nice.
I mean, I've had stuff down there for months, and she says you've been very generous and very patient. And I know they lost one person that used to work with them, but I've had stuff down there for months, and they just have been dissing me and not, But I went down there in person and actually got to talk to them in the back, and so hopefully we'll get something going on that. I told her to drop everything on, and scan that in.
Glenn,
first.
before you go to sleep, let me put this idea in your head. Your wife's one of a kind sculpture. Make a mold. Make hatch mini figures.
Nope.
Mini figures. Do it, Glenn. Do it.
Yeah. Well, you can say that, but not going to happen. Nope.
I know he's not.
Buy it for $10,000. He'll show up to your house and sign it or whatever. deliver
I
it to
would
you
be
in person.
happy if I had
That was the
10,000.
deal.
Look, and there you go, Rex.
Ah!
Ren says we'll get it done soon in the pipeline. Ha! So I
Oh,
was right.
okay.
You
Well,
were
there you
wrong,
go.
Mister. Because I will buy fucking at least 5 of those little
But
fuckers
she,
because I love hats.
but she should do a big majority of, if not all those. If she didn't get to some of them today, she'll be getting on it because she knows she hadn't done anything for me for a while, and I've just been giving her time to get to it. And apparently, it's just like I suspected. She ain't got to anything. Sometimes you gotta prod them,
Yeah, sometimes.
without
Well,
being a
dude,
nuisance.
if you're too nice, they forget about you.
Yeah, I got
It's
that
like,
too, but I
oh,
haven't been
it's
in a
cool.
hurry. But I would like to get that designed and at least enough to put a campaign up, and then because my plans are to put up a campaign very quickly, 100% done on the book. Just have to get the print numbers, put it out there on whatever platforms we're going to put it out, and we will start it out on Fund My Comic exclusively, of course, for the first month, and we'll get it out. Have an ISBN number and everything. Probably Critical Blast will fulfill that one too. 100% done book, The Unseen Art of John
RJ's
Buscema,
an awesome dude,
and
and
I
he
hope
will help
we
you with
fulfill
your
it
shipping.
early next year, and then that way it won't interfere with any of my Devil Flyer stuff, which I want to launch, February, March of next year. But I want to, in the meantime, I want to get this John
Unfortunately,
Buscema book out there.
And it is what it is. But unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to put back production of the Battlehawk Ashcan until next year. I just, with my health issues, what I got going on, all the medical bills I'm gonna have coming in, and plus the tax issues that I'm facing because of just stupid bullshit, which I've gotten straightened out now. But I'm already in debt, and I have to pay them because
Well,
you
you
can't
had some
fucking.
unexpected costs hit your way. I mean, not only your taxes, but you had some fraud, right?
Well, yeah, dude, 2 years ago I had my identity stolen. I've been dealing with that and getting my check garnished and shit. And I've still been, managing to find a way to do everything, pay the bills, and still try to commission artwork and keep moving forward. And at this point, where I'm at right now, it's just like I gotta take the next at least 6 months off and just do everything I gotta do to fucking get myself back to fucking like a zero sum fucking. I gotta pay off all this shit. I'm done. I'm fucking
Yeah.
so tired of dealing with this shit. And once I get that out of the way, then I can go back to concentrating on the project. So I'm sorry, everyone, but it's probably not going to be until maybe spring of 2027 when Battlehawk comes out. So I wanted it to come out next year, but I just don't see it being possible.
Well, at least it'll be, I don't know. You're talking about funding it in the spring? At
Then
least enough
launching it.
artwork to fund
Yeah,
it?
like I'll probably
Yeah.
launch it like around my birthday.
Okay. In March. Okay. Mid-March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run a 60-day
No,
campaign. Hopefully,
you're at such early production. You're fine. You're
Yeah.
still
You're
I
fine.
know, dude, but I
yeah,
really, I mean,
He
I kind of,
wants to get it done. This is a benchmark for him. It's
well,
more
dude,
important to
and
him.
also with all the health issues I'm having, I mean, this might be the only one I ever get out. I don't fucking know,
Right.
and I want to get it out there before I go.
Now, promise me right now, lift your right hand and pledge to me you will not be one of these weenies that says, you have not supported me enough.
No, no, you fucking know better than that shit. God damn, you know better than that shit.
It must be
Join me.
contagious. It must
Join
be
me again.
contagious.
No, 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 no.
It must
Join
be
me again
contagious.
on
More
High
people are
Noon for
doing it.
Shadowhawk
More than
Talks and
one
watch
person
how
has
I
done that.
watch. Join me this weekend, Shadowhawk Talks at noon Central Standard Time on Shadowhawk Talks channel,
High
and
noon.
watch how I feel about these pieces of shit. because we're gonna have
Wow.
another barbecue this week, people.
Okay, but now are you going to review a book, or are you going to do both? Or is it going to be a rant stream?
That's
I'm
a
just-
surprise, isn't it?
Okay, it's a surprise. See, getting any information out of this guy sometimes is like a crowbar and with a steel box with a big lock.
Wait a
on
minute.
Oh,
What are you trying to say by crowbar there, mister? What kind of fucking slur is that?
Try
Toward
to
a
pry
bla-
open that ass.
toward
Try to
a
get that
proud
information,
blackbird.
get into that
it.
booty.
Wow. Wow. It is amazing. You two y'all need to go to a striptease bar together.
Sorry.
Or something. You know, I wish you would get some.
I can't wait to
so
meet
you wouldn't
Homer and
need
fucking
any.
take him out
You
for
know,
a
it's
drink,
like,
dude. I'm telling you what.
you guys are horny birds. That's all I can say. You know,
Me
mean
and
that
Homer
from the
will
bottom
have
of my
a
heart. You
fucking
know?
amazing time.
It's like a woman,
He's
any
gonna have a
woman walks
barbecue.
in.
I was getting ready, got my Dos Equis ready and ready for a pachanga.
I
bro,
like Dos
Dos
Equis.
Equis.
Yeah.
He's talking my language.
Yeah,
None of
I've
that
got
pussy ass
I got
Corona
taco
bullshit.
seasoning and fajita seasoning all ready for the 4th of July, folks.
Oh, dude,
All
I'm
right.
telling you. I
Yeah.
did that archara fucking for a couple
Barbecue
weekends
Rex.
back.
In fact, I bought a chub of turkey that was already taco seasoned. That's kind of
Yeah,
strange.
it was pre-marinated skirt steak, and I cut it into little bitty bites. You fucking barbecue them for about 3 minutes aside and pull them off the grill. And you can eat them like candy, dude. They're
Sounds
delicious.
delicious.
If this next
they're
campaign,
amazing.
if this next campaign goes good, I'd love to produce like clear cards. You know, I've got like a few, like back here, Mr. Fantastic and stuff that's on clear plastic. These are waterproof cards, so they're kind of like that. You know, I just think it's pretty cool. You know, that to make something like that, it looks high end and you know, not easily damaged. I mean, not your regular.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, and make a little case for it like this. Hell yeah. We'll do some wonderful things after this Buscema book, I hope. Because that's gonna be,
and I really appreciate that too. Anybody that takes the time to not only put your comic book or whatever you're getting into a good package, a Gemini mail or what have you, but then actually put it in one of those little padded waterproof envelopes as well. Because I mean, it can be in a Gemini mailer all fucking day, but if the mailman leaves it sitting on the porch in the rain, you're fucked.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Not even a Wanger Ziploc will save you at that point. Well,
no, dude, maybe. I mean, maybe a Wanger Ziploc might be better than nothing.
Now, isn't he up on Fun My Comic with the Second Chance campaign? With,
he's redoing
Harem.
Super Harem. Yeah.
Super Harem. Yeah. Yeah. I might get it just for a second printing, just to have an extra copy.
Dude, I tell you, I always liked Wanger, but I mean, he was just, he's got that slow Southern drawl,
Yeah.
But
what about it?
It's just if he would have kept on going with Super Harem, I don't know. He got his head got blown up on the second one.
He's back on track. I know what he told Ethan at the time. He said that he took some of that money and he bought some artwork. Now I don't know if that was in the auction, or what, but I'm
sure it probably was.
Yeah,
but
I don't know what the first one did. Do you know what the first Super Harem did?
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
Though, didn't
Wanger for the banger.
He did pretty good on that first one. And
Homer, look that up if you can. Look that up on Indiegogo and just put in Super Harem and
that's why he got so mad about the second one, because nobody liked the second one. It was, he like went from something that was a hit to something that was like, oh, well, this is what I really want to do, and this is my personal project. And everybody went, dude, go back to what you were doing before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the ultimate, that was kind of like when Brent said, yeah, I want to do USA Assassin, blah, 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 blah. It's like, why don't you stick with FemBat? And then why don't you take all those stories that you have completed, or near complete. In the near complete, complete them and put them all in. He's got enough backlog for an omnibus or something, a big
No,
trade paperback.
Timothy Olsen.
Timothy Olsen in the house. Better watch out if I will give you a handshake.
Oh, you got the EVS handshake magic going on there, Timothy. Remind me not to meet you at a con anywhere.
What is
Well,
this
yeah, I
handshake
imagine
thing
there's a
all
lot
about?
of con news.
You haven't
everybody
heard them
coming back from Heroes
Ethan
Con.
is like, because he's a autograph collector and he likes to go to a lot of concerts and stuff like that, right? And
Right.
I had the money to do it when he was working for DC and stuff. So he
Right.
got to go get, up close to a lot of fucking stages and actually get backstage or whatever and meet people after shows. And like a lot of people that he's met at shows, like either cons or concerts or whatever, he meets them, gets to shake their hand, gets an autograph, and then like within 6 months they fucking die. It's like, don't ever shake EVS's hand.
The hand of death. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the hand of doom.
Okay.
Well, one of my favorite villains from the Fatal Five, the Legion of Superheroes, probably the Fatal Five has got to be one bad group, that in their rogues gallery. Mano, he could actually, he had that disintegrating hand.
Oh yeah.
He could actually put it to the ground, and if he surged enough power, he could destroy the planet. That's how powerful a character he was.
That's not what the handshake was referring to.
Oh, he was referring to the Frega Boom thing with Shane that's last weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, the best one I saw was somebody put out there. It said, well, we've traded in milkshake girls for fucking handshake boys.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, but there's that Ethan one too with the handshake of death.
It's amazing, that everybody.
Well, dude, the other thing I thought about was, you remember Mallrats? Jason, what's his name? That was My Name Is Earl. He's like, I'm gonna give him the old stink palm, and he sticks his hand down the back of his ass. It's like 90 degrees outside. It's sweaty as shit. And he gets a bag of chocolate pretzels, and he walks up to this guy. He's like, "Oh, you want one?"
Okay, maybe I should just kick him. Wow, we're talking about stank.
You ever heard of the old stink palm?
Well,
it's
I
the
mean, I
first
never
thing I
wanted
thought
to
of
hear
was,
about it. And we're talking about stink palms, so we were talking about gutting and all kinds of stuff earlier.
It's been one of them streams, bro. It's not me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's get off the stink palm.
I got Super Harem up if you want to see the first one on Indiegogo. Now
I'm not seeing it. There we go. Now I'm seeing it. Just delay there.
So I looked for the one over on Fund My Comic, but it looks like he took it off. It's not on there. So
what? No shit.
30,000 on Super Harem 1.
Yeah, 784 backers. I was one of them.
That was the original, right? Yeah, so he did pretty well.
Oh, absolutely.
And then I think I backed that first one, but I didn't back the second one. It didn't look good. Sorry.
I got my Ziploc. Yeah,
but it wasn't Super Harem. It was
coming up for Fund My Comic.
Can you find what his second campaign was on? If you look, is there a way to look at how many
I can't find the second campaign. I can't,
because I forget what the name of it was, but fucking nobody bought that shit, dude. And Wanger lost his mind. He got pissed.
Well, look at I have the Fund My Comic page up. Look what it shows. If you want to share that. So he took it off. Whatever was there.
He took it off. Okay.
Oh damn.
He took it off. Yeah.
Well, maybe we can get him on here and see why he took it off.
Well, maybe people are still mad at Wanger and they ain't willing to back him.
Why would they be mad at Wanger? Well, I mean, you're gonna have some because he kind of like, well, you didn't support me enough. He was another one.
Dude, he took a hard left turn against CG for a while there, man.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
like he was really mad because he was like insulted that nobody
30
fucking
something thousand, 730 something people, and you didn't support me enough. That's basically what it boils down
no
to.
no the first campaign he was happy. It's the second one.
I know. But I mean, if you think about it, here he had a successful campaign, and then you rail against the system that
Dude,
just
how
gave
many
you 30
people
something
have you
$1,000.
seen how many people have you seen do that same thing? When I
I know it's
when I
contagious.
first discovered CG back in 2018, the average campaign that wasn't one of the fucking superstars, if you made $5,000, you were happy. People were making $5,000 to $7,000 all the time and being like, "Oh, that's awesome! I can't wait to put out
Exactly.
my next book." And now, fucking, if you don't make $30,000, $40,000, people are like, "I can't afford to do this. You guys fucking suck. You didn't support me."
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. People losing their minds, Shadowhawk. Give
That's
me
what I'm
I,
saying.
I found the
$30,000
second.
campaign. I will not spend it on art, or whatever. I'll get
I
your
found the
books out,
second one.
and produce more neat stuff, because I want neat stuff. I want to become the
Here's
Well,
entertainment
here's
just
the latest
because
we
one
are
on
we were
denied
Indiegogo.
by
That
talking
was
Hollywood.
the second one.
shit, I gotta check my
Now
messages too.
this is not
I want
issue
to get
two.
one of them
This
little
is a
spaceships that RJ made.
this is an updated version, and he made 7,000 on this one. It
And
was like a
where
Oh, okay.
was
second printing
this?
of issue
Where
one.
So maybe he just ran a really short campaign and it's already
is that
done.
on Indiegogo?
This was on Indiegogo, but I think this was the
Okay.
one that was also on Fund My Comic that didn't fund on Fund My
Okay,
Comic.
so it didn't fund. Okay, so he
Okay,
really
well then
earned
maybe
he earned
Wanger
over
will be
40,000 with this one book, but we didn't support him enough. Come on.
right. Well, I mean, well maybe his ass will fucking be back in line and his nose will be back in joint and he'll write Super Harem 2 and fucking realize what a fucking debacle he made of everything the last time. I mean, hopefully, but
Yeah.
there's
Well,
no guarantee of any.
Shadowhawk, as well as I, on the internet, there is a lot of mental illness. Now, I'm not saying that about Wanger whatsoever. I'm not. But
No, but
the orange
I
koala and
understand
some of those others
exactly.
are batshit crazy.
I
They
understand
really need
exactly
some counseling,
what you're saying.
need
I
some
I
medication.
know, and God knows it may turn out to be true that Wanger's one of them. We'll have to wait and see what happens if he ever puts
Right.
out Super Harem
Yeah.
2 or not.
Or people that put up icons that is AI driven and the cigarette is not even in the finger. What the hell? And the smoke's coming from the wrong end of the cigarette. What the shit?
It's coming out of my nose, you silly bastard.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give you that one, but still the cigarette
But
is
the
floating
cigarette's
out
still floating there. Yeah, I know. It's,
Hey, just don't fart that cigarette smoke in front of
Yeah.
ladies of the rainbow colored gang, because they might go tell Albertson's store managers that, oh my God, I'm offended.
Well, I
You guys see
can
that?
tell you this, no
you
matter
don't
when
need CG to
Battlehawk
do
or
anything, Timothy. But if you can get yourself known in CG and popular in CG, you're gonna make a lot more money than you will by yourself. And I'm not gonna argue with you about it, Timmy. You know I love you. But
well, I mean, CG, there's no denying that Timothy, his own book, when he was crowdfunding the first couple, uh, got his start in CG. So, uh,
yeah. And then he
uh,
got fucked over by
uh,
fucking who shall
no
not
matter
be
what you,
named.
and I get
But
it. There's been a lot of creators,
but you know
but
what? And I've always said, and I've given this to Timothy above all others. He got
mm,
fucked really hard by the same guy that fucked you, Rex, and a bunch of the
Homer,
rest of us. And Timothy
What?
turned it around,
it
fucking
wasn't Homer.
got
Okay.
his books fucking
Oh,
completely redone and re-put
asshole.
out in fucking record time compared to
Sorry, Homer.
anybody else. So I will
Yep.
always
Oh, yeah.
respect Timothy for that,
Oh,
and I will
I respect.
and I will always back him.
I
But I
respect Timothy.
understand why he has a bad attitude towards CG, but at the same time, dude, if you turned around your attitude and you just managed to get along a little bit better and maybe get a little more circulation out here, your numbers might go up, bro. That's all I'm saying. But I'll always be here for you. It doesn't matter.
I respect Timothy because if he has a problem with you, like when you were batshit drunk on that one stream, and Timothy didn't pick up on that. How he didn't pick up on that, I do not know. But he came on, and I was like, "Look, Timothy, you can't lead Shadowhawk into because you two will derail the show. Nothing about that. It's just y'all will talk incessantly for 30 minutes.
Wait a minute. We're batshit drunk. What were we talking
You were
about?
pretty drunk, was he not, Omer, on that one stream? That the last one Timothy came on.
Yeah, it was pretty sloshed. Yeah,
he was pretty sloshed, and I don't
Sorry
think
about
Timothy
yeah,
picked up on
you're
that.
mumbling words.
And I was already in a bad mood because the whole show was derailed. Oh, it was on Memorial Day.
I was
came
pretty
in.
hammered. Yeah, I was pretty hammered.
You had that weekend to do some more libating, as they say.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
And
Timothy started day drinking at 8 in the morning.
I
started out with Irish coffee that morning, dude.
Bring this Galaxy Memorial Park. They're launching now. Well, why? The Madness Network wanted to launch during the 4 o'clock shadow once we were starting. I do not know.
Oh, that's right.
Time for him, but I mean, that's why we haven't had Levi on more, as he says 4 o'clock Central is kind of getting late for him. And I respect that. We've tried. We love Levi and JD over here. We don't really love the Madness Network, but we don't down it either. I mean, you do you, boo.
I never talk pops, and I pop in for at least three or four shows on his network every week. I don't know if Doc is still a part of the network or not, or if he has left.
Yeah,
I'm not sure on that. But I always pop in for Doc's shows. I try to check out all of Christie's shows. The other Christie, the Chinese spy Christie, I don't care for her. But other than that, there's not too many people over there that I don't like, other than, Captain Infinity, but fuck his ass. Ain't got time for Captain Infinity.
Over there?
I don't know if he's back there or not. I give a fuck. Yeah. It's the last place I saw him.
Well, I would suggest, Shadow, to go find their YouTube channels and support the individual creator through their YouTube channel rather than through, unfortunately, if it's
somebody I've already mentioned that's on that network, then I'm already subscribed to their YouTube channel, dude. Trust me, I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah. Well, give the individual the support and the watch time, not the network, because you're helping the little creator versus that.
When I watch Doc's Coffee stream, I watch it on his channel. I don't watch it on the network.
Absolutely,
Doc's not over there, anyways.
And you know what?
But I'm saying, when he used to be, I watched it on his channel. I didn't watch it on Pops's channel.
Right. That's what you need to do. Yeah.
Support.
You support. And dude, just like I'm saying, Timothy Olsen, he knows me, and we know each other behind the scenes. I support him fully. And Timothy, get some more of that Zed Noti out there, man, because I love that fucking series and what you're doing with that. It's fucking hilarious. It's beautiful, and I'm having a ball with it, man. I'm looking forward to more. And Melvin is fucking awesome as well. And the artwork
for the Jen Psaki mentioning Tim again, because it circles back to what my point was I respect Timothy Olsen because he will come to you and say, I have a problem with you. But like people like let me finish, please. My point is, Rich.
I'm out here anyway. 6 o'clock.
All right, really?
Go ahead. I'm just fucking with you.
Okay. like Rich, he says, "You son of a bitch," or who? What's Rex wanting to come on, and was really hateful. And I thought we left off our last conversation, and he only hates on me because I like Doc Blaylock and have worked with Doc Blaylock. And whatever they've got between them is between them. But now, see, Rich wouldn't let me on to explain things, and Pops wouldn't let me on to explain things at the time. So if you're so chicken shit that you can't debate somebody on the merits of what you've got between you, and Horror Mike is another one. He does not want to talk to me, but he won't tell me why.
I still don't understand that one. I have no idea.
I mean, we have people on here promoting their stuff, and then they won't talk to you, and they won't tell you what's wrong. I don't respect those people, but I do respect Timothy Olsen. If he has a problem with you, he will come to you and tell you he has a problem with you.
I'm pretty sure Horror Mike blocked me too. For a while there, I wasn't, and I was still getting his notifications and shit, but I haven't heard a damn thing from that dude in months.
Well, when you get to the point of Rich, I had no problem with Rich, and he might have welcomed you, Carrie. But I just, like I said, I've done nothing against the guy, and he just was even deleting my comments, and so was Horror Mike when I went over on his channel. I'm giving his channel watch hours and views, and I'm just saying, and I'm being nice in the chat, even complimentary, and he's just striking everything down I say. I get the point, so I don't go in there, and I actually unsubscribe to. I think I'm still subscribed to Horror Mike.
Well, bro, as far as Rich, the richness, is that the guy that used to be on with Doc and
yes, and Pops and them, yeah,
and Pop.
Yeah, he was over in England at the time.
I never liked that guy, dude. He's got a grating personality. He just sounds like a piece of shit. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe he was just having a bad day, but no, he really came after.
No, every fucking time he came on stream, he was just having a bad day.
No, dude, I mean that's what Gary was saying, and it's like, yeah, I went, you can be hit so many times. How many times do you? I mean. Yes, I forgive him. Whatever, it's no big thing to me, and it's no big thing to Doc.
Bro,
but there was no reason
he's the kind of guy that would come into the bar every night and sit there and get on my nerves, and then after about a week, I would just fucking have to, in Minecraft, give him a good bop across the fucking eye. And be like, shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear your fucking gay shit anymore.
I don't take no beef from no bartender.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear Olsen says on your Zed and whatever project, he says number 2 coming soon. So that's good.
Hell, Timothy. I'll be back in that bitch fully. Make some little characters and something.
Now, this I do have issue with you. You come in here and you say, let the man speak. And it's like we both talk over each other. We're like brothers. If we're not like brothers by now and squabbling, we're not happy. So you come in here when you start putting up content on your channel and you start trying to run one of these things yourself, then you can come in here and tell me how to run my show. Okay? I get it. I think that's the reason why Horror Mike, he didn't like to be talked over. It's like you got to have a thick skin if you're on the internet. You can't be one of these marshmallow boys that takes offense at everything. Am I not right, guys?
Yeah, dude. I think that was probably,
show, man.
I think that was probably Horror Mike's biggest problem with you, was like you like would try to interject too often. And he expected you to just like sit there,
Well, I'm
sorry.
Then tell me that. But he shut me down.
You say that backstage. Like, look, dude, let me get my. I'm gonna have like a 10-minute rant. I'm gonna do, and then after that we can have a talk. But don't just bring people in and expect them to just be freestyling and then get mad because. You talk over each other. Like, oh shit! Oh, I thought we were freestyling here.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you can always talk to the panelists before they go on. I and Omer talked about that in length about how to make the Hump Day show better, and I'm not even going to
Exactly.
be on
That's
the
what I'm
Hump Day
saying. You can always
show this
fucking,
summer.
bring everybody in 5 minutes before you start the show and
Exactly.
go, hey,
Yep.
we got a plan here. This is what we're doing today. We got a guest coming in.
Mhm.
Mike Barron's going to be here. Like, I would like a little heads up, Rex, when I know fucking Mike Barron's going to be on the show, because he's kind of like an important guest.
Right.
You
Well,
know?
I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I'm not having Mike Barron on till I fix all the issues with my computer and get this thing running. Because last time he was very gracious and he stayed on for 45 minutes,
But he was not happy.
promoting Leviathan. But he, he eventually bowed out, and because we had a delay, and I don't want that ever to happen again with him. I have that much respect.
Well, dude, you remember when we had Steve Rude on the first time and everything was all
Well, that was on Apex's side. That was the first interview.
I
with
think
Apex.
that was actually on Steve's side. His daughter was.
Yes, it was on Steve's side with his daughter. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and
But
sometimes there's
it's
technical
still,
difficulties
dude,
that you just have to plow through, when
But
you're
now
on the show.
you can have frozen video, you can have icons up or whatever, but if your fucking audio is just completely jacked up where nobody understands it,
that's what I've said many times.
Stay.
Look at my pixelated camera, Shadowhawk, and and I've said you can have bad visuals and get by with it, but people won't put up very long with bad audio. Definitely.
No, and that's why I always tell you if I'm echoing or something, tell me right away.
Okay.
Dude, I know
I'm afraid you won't come back. Often I'll do that, and it's like, I think I'll call it a night, and then I've got nobody on the show.
I mean, like, it's 6:00. We've already done 2 hours. If I'm tired right now and my internet fucks up, I'm probably not going to come back. And I'm probably getting ready.
Exactly.
I'm probably getting ready to say goodnight anyway.
45 minutes later, 45 minutes in, and you want to bow out, I've got a problem with that. It's like, I need you.
Dude, and I don't try to do that very often, but sometimes I'm just dead, brother.
Are you going to get a new phone? Are you still using the broke phone?
I'm still using the jacked up one and still fucking with me, but I mean.
Well, don't cut your finger. You swiping it or something, right? Because that happens with broke.
Oh yeah, no, I gotta be careful with that. No, it is what it is. It's only like it's $120 phone, but it's just a bad time of the month. I got fucking rent, and all my major bills coming on Friday that I gotta pay. Okay. And then because of my new fucking tax status that I got fucked over with this year, my first check of the month, which is normally like my free woohoo, I come back campaigns and shit because I've already paid off everything for last month and I don't really have to worry about anything except just putting a few bucks away and making sure I can get back and forth to work. I got food and all that. I got bills, but it's not as bad as like normal. But now it's like I got fucking 350 coming right off the top of that one, so that's gonna cut my check basically not quite in half, but almost. And so all my extra money to do anything with it's just gone out the window.
You're right.
And then now I got this whole new, medical bill situation, which I'm going to be dealing with every 3 to 5 months. And then, of course, this first injection of the cushioning crap is just a matter of when the insurance company approves it.
That's going to be 5 years from now, though, isn't it?
No, remember my doctor said that the insurance companies always approve it. This stuff is FDA verified for the last long time and all that.
Well, yeah, you don't want them putting some element in your body that causes cancer, right?
Well, yeah, but do you trust Dr. Fauci and fucking goddamn jabs for fucking? Okay, well, yeah. So I don't know whether or not I can trust this goddamn shit they're gonna be shooting in my knees either, Rex. I'm just saying.
Well, now I thought you were going to do the cortisones for a while, and then later on down the line get the cushioning. Like 5 years later, you're
Dude, I
telling
got
me.
no bone. I got
I know, no,
nothing
that's
left.
all you got's bone. Bone against bone. That's what's causing you trouble. You got no
Right,
cushion.
that's what I'm saying. I got no cushioning left. So these were my two options. Get a fucking knee replacement immediately or get a cortisone shot for now. Get approved for the cushioning shit. And hopefully that will get you through the next 5 years until you
Okay,
can
so it's
retire.
basically dealing with insurance. Till you can. Now he's wanting to get you till you retire, and then maybe you can do knee replacement,
And
right?
then maybe I'm still in good enough shape where I can have a knee replacement. Otherwise I just fucking deal with my knees being shot until I fucking die.
I don't think. I think in 5 years you'll be in good enough shape to have knee replacement. And people that have had, like Bobby Cox, that was the manager of the Braves.
All
He
right,
said, if I'd known that that would have took away all
all
that
right,
pain,
I
I
don't
would
want
have
to
had
talk
it
about
done
this
years.
shit publicly. So
Well, you pretty much
that's
told us.
just
So
one
I was
part of
just
my
saying,
problem, dude. Is my knee.
right, right, okay,
That's just one part of my problem.
okay.
I got a
Well,
whole nother issue that I got to find out what's going on and why. And I got a really bad feeling about it.
okay, you got a bad feeling about it. I mean, everybody does. The unknown, the fear of the unknown is, you know. I mean,
Well,
I
dude,
was fearful when I took Abby to the doctor, and yet I got a
when
good
you
report.
when you eat like I do and nothing you do is lose weight
I I
for the
thought
last
you I thought
3 years,
you I thought you ate healthy though.
I do. And I eat also a lot. And I eat a lot of protein. I eat a lot of steak. I eat a lot of fucking really good fucking shit. I should fucking be a big old fat ass, bro. And I've
Yeah,
still lost fucking 35 pounds in the last year and a half. So there's a problem.
yeah,
And I got a feeling it's a bad one.
okay,
I had to deal with my knees first.
yeah, yeah. Otherwise, you would get to the point where you couldn't even go to work.
Alright. And we're
Yeah.
echoing. I see it. Alright. Good night, everybody.
Good
Hello.
night, Shadowhunt. Have a good one. And Omar Glitch will be back when? Who knows? Uh, yeah. Well, uh, I'll well, as far as Abby, I'm going to see what a local a vet, because I am on the second 30 day, about 2-3 days ago, I started her, and I give her 2 pills out of that bottle. You're in the chat. Okay. I give her 2 pills so that she goes through a script pretty quick, for the hacking. And I think you can not hear her hacking. It's just about continually hacking. Just tune back in. I don't know what the fuck that was, Peter, that you heard, but it might have been a little echo on Chatterhawk's side. I don't know what it was. I didn't hear anything odd come across, but yeah, I'm not going to wait to the last minute and run out of her medication, because it does seem to be reducing her hacking greatly, especially the longer she's been on it, so it may be one of those things, that kind of a cumulative medicine. Uh, as for myself, yeah, I got another, uh, two, another 2 months worth of medicine. They only gave me a month the other day when I went by there. So I said, "Hey, you only gave me, did she call in 90 days?" You know, so I got my full 90 days now. Yeah, Abby seems to be doing good. She got a good checkup. Less hacking on the show from your dog. Yeah. Yeah. And less all the way around. Usually after she wakes up, that's kind of like me. You've been kind of settled. You get up, a little bit of cumulative whatever hack, phlegm or whatever. But yeah, she's doing better, and she's going out every night with me. spraying for mosquitoes. So she's been doing good co-pilot, for me. That my dog, Abby, that used to jump in my lap, which if I had this cleared out, I would, but it's very hard to navigate the show. If we're just hanging out and chilling and talking, yeah, I don't mind her being up here. But, if I've got to like share stuff like we did today, it's very hard for me to do that with her in my lap. So, going to get out of here. I've got to clock in at 8 o'clock, so I'll probably stick around here somewhat local and not go down to Wynn, which I've done both sides this week already. So, and there's no way I covered everything. There was a lot I missed. They don't give me enough time to do the whole thing. To do the whole thing takes me about 6-7 hours on the west side. Take me a little over 4.5, about 4.5 for the east side. You're covering a lot of territory. 52 miles, going 14 miles an hour, and at the night that's averaging about 12 and a half miles an hour. You're getting nowhere quick. You're muted, Omer. I know you're back. There we go.
I'm back.
So tell us before we get out of here about the Hump Day show.
Hump Day show tonight, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, every Wednesday.
DLA, whose character's up there, is going to be on probably, and Jack Eaple and Marcus Killigrew.
Hopefully, Peter will make it tonight.
Hopefully, Peter will make it.
Unfortunately, Rex will be working
because I'll be working. Yeah.
Yeah.
You going through StreamYard? So, do you do like the 20 free hours and then do the restream for all the rest?
Yeah. But we've got StreamYard going pretty good for the Hump Day. I keep that. Peter says he will be there. Awesome, Pete.
Yeah, he'll be there. Yeah. The one time I'm not there, Peter shows up. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working on my pizza rounds slowly but surely, Peter. I'm out there.
I'll send you the possum stuff, Pete, right now.
Yeah. I have about this. I'm gonna have to buy some more pizzas. I've got to tell you, because I've only got about 5 or 6 of these left. And here's the ones I've done or am working on. So yeah, I think my next one will be 30, because I think the last one that I numbered was which was the Geo here will be this was number 28. Okay. Yeah. So next one will be 29. So I've done 28 of them so far. Still need that possum looking dude. Peter says. Is he? I guess he's wanting
your
to draw what
Twitter
you were drawing.
DMs.
Yeah. There you go. I'm sending it to him. I'm going to get out of here and get Eric and Boyd. And glad you mentioned that, Peter, because I've got to get to Dillard the silver boa. And I think Eric wanted to draw that character too, along with his character that I forget what it is, but got the blade, the grips looking blades on their hands. Well, I hope you have fun tonight without me, Homer.
I always try to without you. It's hard, but
it's a struggle. Yeah,
we push through as we can.
We push through. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Hopefully when she gets, I really didn't take that much stuff with her. One thing that I took was, and I might show it tomorrow, is a bog sculpture that I want to have scanned so that I can, some of that stuff was big, like the Buscema stuff, like those Savage Sword of Conan sheets I know are bigger than 17 by 11. And actually Office Max scanners are a little bit larger than what they've got down there. And some of their, she did say part of the delay was they've been having some trouble with their printers back there. And so they're having to scan that stuff up front where it's chaotic, of course. So you got people waiting on people and, but hopefully I put the burr under her saddle and she got some done before quitting time 5, today. And she'll get that stuff to me soon and I'll get it to Glenn we'll look over it, Omer, and then make sure, it's the grayscale and everything's good for it. And then we'll send him off a file, and
Yeah,
then he can
sounds
start
good.
designing that book. I'm excited about that book because I think it's going to lead to financial freedom, as Braveheart would say. I hope I didn't blow any ears out.
There's always hoping. Yeah.
Yeah. Tune in tomorrow and I'll show you my bog sculpture that I did back in, I think 2017 or 19. It's dated
Back in
on
the
the back.
day.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I get a picture taken, and we'll get it back. We'll get it up on the campaign for somebody can buy it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Something new on the campaign. We'll be putting up some new stuff as soon as I get it in, get the images in and stuff.
Yeah.
I did put the Sea Demon that I inked and partially, spot colored that Apex drew. Right now we got the rust pencils up there on the campaign, but we'll get that scanned in. I said scan this one item along with the Buscema stuff, because I want to get that up on the campaign, what people are getting them. That's a stretch goal that will be made into a trading card that everybody's getting. At this point, everybody's getting a bunch of stuff. And you know what? I just thought of something. Am I watching my own show? I am not. So I'm going to switch over there. If you hadn't hit the like button, hit the like button. If you hadn't hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. And Ninja always comes in at the end. Anyway,
SoCal
Derek
Ninja.
in the house.
Where you at?
Derek.
Say hello before we go. So
for all the chaos and pandemonium, I got to go feed Abby for one thing. She hasn't had much today. Been out in the heat too earlier. Mr. Turtle's doing good. Got him some cool water. I always try and give him some cool water early in the morning. I change it out like every 2 days because it kind of gets grody after a couple days, and starts to stink. He's messy with his food and gets it into the water, so it starts to, it's really not that bad till you start to pour it off and you're like, yeah, that needed changing. So yeah, he's doing good. Once I run out of my turtle food, I'll probably just take him out to my pond and dump him off, but I wanted to go through that turtle food that I bought for that little bitty turtle, which would have lasted him forever, but sadly he blew away, and maybe he got some freedom. Anyway, 4th of July coming up.
Yeah.
Have you bought your fireworks? We'll talk about it tomorrow on the 4 o'clock shadow. Who's your daddy? Donald.
Who's your daddy?
NATO. He's your daddy. Pay him more, at least 5%. Do it. You too, Spain.
Hump
we
Day
ain't
show
coming
tonight.
to your aid, Spain.
Dropped in
Hump
the
Day
chat.
show tonight. Absolutely. Yeah. I won't be there, so everybody will want to show up.
Yeah. Rex so controversial. He shakes
Homer?
hands and kisses babies. So
Not the stank stream. Homer, I'll give you the last word. What is it?
Keep
I've
collecting.
done said keep collecting. Huh? What's the last word? Out of glitch.
I don't.
Nothing prepared.
I was gonna say keep collecting.
Well, I mean, when that's off the table, what else you got to say?
Oh, look,
There's
we got SoCal Ninja popping in.
Or SoCal, yeah.
SoCal.
See, I say social.
You keep calling him social.
Sorry. SoCal.
Yeah. Well, get your glitch on tonight at the Hump Day show. If those are my last words, 9 p.m. Central on Wednesday nights, and you can become one of the Glitch Army combatants over there, slash a Hump Dayer / Glitcher / part of the Glitch Army. Hell yeah!
Well, if Dale was here to see your nice night piece, he didn't chime in the chat. So,
he saw it last night on Topicless. He said,
did he?
And I started working on it with him.
Oh, you were on
Monday
Topicless
night
last night? Yeah, I had to miss it. Sadly, some of us had to work at night.
Yeah, I got to
make
jump
that
in
money
with those
to
guys.
print that devil flyer and all that other cool stuff. So yeah, gonna get out here and go make some bread. Make me a sandwich.
Make that money.
What are you gonna have, Homer? Because I know you like to eat after this show.
I haven't really looked. I think I got some chicken in the fridge. I'm gonna maybe
Percy's
try
got
to
to
make
wake
some
up, folks.
chicken
That's the
salad.
second time he's yawned. I'm not boring you, am I?
Oh, you know how it goes when you got Rex and Shadow.
Yeah,
And
that's
one
a
of them is
battle of
drinking.
that's a
Sounds like
battle
a
of the
good time.
sexes, isn't it?
Makes me want to start drinking.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
Drinking.
would like to. I just can't afford it on a regular basis.
Yeah,
I got a
I'm in
book
the
to get
same
out.
boat too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I'll stick with the Orange Blast. This was so good, I had to get some more of it last time I tried it, and then I'll be trying
Yeah.
some strawberry watermelon. But anyway, we're gonna get
Yeah,
out
I've
of
been a fan
here.
of water for a long time, so.
I just can't drink straight water because it just runs through me like a sieve. I've got to have some kind of flavoring in it, or I just want to pee all the time. I don't know why that is.
I do have to go to the bathroom often drinking water.
Yeah, yeah. And I really see I'm in that truck driving for hours on end. I might get 1 or 2 pee breaks, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And then of course coffee. There's a reason coffee runs through you so quickly too. Anyway,
Yeah,
take care,
coffee's a
everybody,
diuretic.
and keep cool. And watch the Hump Day show later on.